way for this Betway Mersey Novices hurdle. So early on, it's the Big Bite, horse with a big white face in the pink and black colours, and then Reserve Tank in the blue colours. Colonel Custard also with the big white faces towards the outside. 3 greys in the field. So far, Cateson is the best positioned of them in the red and white colours as we rise at the first. Angel's Breath, a darker grey, blue and white, and then the trailers early on. Brewin'upastorm, the striped colours of Chosen Mate, then those diamonds of maroon and yellow of Umbrigado, and last of all is last of the greys, One for Rosie, reaching flight number 2. Big Bite over in the lead, and they're all over safely. Racing in second place is Colonel Custard up on the outside of Reserve Tank. 4th place now belongs to Angel's Breath, who's changed places with Cateson, as Brewin'upastorm improves under Richard Johnson in the pink colours. You can see they're tightly clustered, suggesting they're not going a breakneck gallop early on, with Chosen Mate in the striped colours, then One for Rosie, and towards the outside is Umbrigado. So well bunched, they work their way down the side of the racecourse. No flights of hurdles on the mile-may course on the side. You can see in 3rd place there, Angel's Breath, just a little keen, his rider keeping a tight hold of those reins. Angel's Breath wanting to go a little faster, and Nico de Boinville is prepared to let it, constantly breaking his stride, just trying to slow him down and save energy for the finish. So as they turn back towards home, 3 flights of hurdles up the home straight, and the Big Bite racing on the outside of Reserve Tank. Angel's Breath is in 3rd place, with Brewin'upastorm towards the inside, and as they step over that, Colonel Custard on the outer. Cateson comes next, then a Chosen Mate. The back 2 remain One for Rosie, the grey on the inside of Umbrigado. Middle one up the home straight, and again they are all over. So the front quartet made up of the Big Bite, who races on towards the last of the flights up the home straight, with a lead of about half a length or so from Reserve Tank in 2nd. 3rd belongs to Colonel Custard ahead of Angel's Breath, then Brewin'upastorm as they take the next flight. Greatest of leaps from One for Rosie at the back, just lost a length or so, and Cateson jumped alongside Brewin'upastorm. This is where the crowds really will begin to gather. You can see them right the way up the home straight. Tremendous atmosphere as they crescendo as the horses come past the stands, will be even louder next time around. Well, everything's got every chance for the circuit to go. The whole field are only covered by 6 or 7 lengths as they turn away, and Reserve Tank on the inside for Robbie Power, disputing the Big Bite and Kieran Gettings on the outside in 2nd. Then Colonel Custard and Matt Griffiths with Angel's Breath, Nico de Boinville in the Diablo colours, Brewin'upastorm in the pink, Cateson the grey in the red jacket, ridden by Sean Bowen, and still towards the back, Umbrigado for Tom Scudamore, the striped colours of Chosen Mate for Davy Russell. Just jostled a little bit on the inside there. There's One for Rosie for Sam Twiston Davis, just 1 short of his century of winners for the season. 6 to take then, and out in front the Big Bite for Colonel Custard. The White-Faced Brigade led them over that obstacle. Still there in 3rd is Reserve Tank. Cateson comes next, and Angel's Breath just still keeping his powder dry in 5th place. Brewin'upastorm comes next from Umbrigado as they reach the next one down the back, which is 5 from the finish, and the Big Bite sails over in the lead. Colonel Custard continues in 2nd. Still 3rd in the blue jacket is Reserve Tank. Cateson comes next. The partly obscured grey is Angel's Breath, disputing 5th place with Brewin'upastorm, but still they're very well bunched here. Umbrigado comes next. One for Rosie, the back marker, over what was 4 from the finish. So now a long run between 4 out and 3 out, and the Big Bite continues to show the way with Colonel Custard, a pair of outsiders. Reserve Tank, Cateson and Angel's Breath of the 2nd wave. Brewin'upastorm with then Umbrigado, the striped colours of Chosen Mate, and One for Rosie, despite being last, is still well in touch here as the runners make their way down the side of the racecourse. 1 more left-hand turn, and then 3 flights of hurdles to take in the Betway Mersey Novices hurdle. And turning for home, it's the Big Bite who leads. Colonel Custard is now shaken along. Cateson and Angel's Breath, the pair of greys towards the outside. Reserve Tank towards the inner. Brewin'upastorm in the pink colours, then Umbrigado, and then towards the back still is One for Rosie. Fanning out then towards 3 from the finish. The Big Bite taken on by Reserve Tank up the inside for Robbie Power, and Reserve Tank has now tried to kick away here on the run to the 2nd last. Angel's Breath and Cateson. Brewin'upastorm comes out in pursuit. Reserve Tank quicken it up. Brewin'upastorm tries to cover the move. Angel's Breath in 3rd from the back. One for Rosie stays on, but still Reserve Tank gallops on. Still has the lead as they head towards the last. Reserve Tank in tote, in close with Brewin'upastorm in 2nd. Then One for Rosie, Angel's Breath and Chosen Mate. 150 yards to go. Reserve Tank clinging on tenaciously to this lead and eking out a bit more from Brewin'upastorm, and Reserve Tank driven out will complete another great win
win for Robbie Power and Colin Tizard. Great week for Robbie, and Reserve Tank lands the hat-trick and wins the Grade 1 Mersey Novices hurdle. Brewin'upastorm second, close for third, Angel's Breath, and one for Rosie. Chosen Mate was next from Umbrigado, Cateson, The Big Bite, and Colonel Custard.